Okay, I got a microphone and I got a twisted tea, so welcome to your best post-race show ever. Don't make liars out of us. It's sunny now. It's like the best weather we've seen all weekend. An hour after the
We promised there was a
hellacious weather.
torrential downpour and like significant serious weather. Tree got knocked down. Like it was pretty bad for a little bit.
It was. They cleared the place out quickly. We've got a Swiss person that speaks French and a Frenchman that speaks French with us as guest stars. That's Benoit Paturel. That's Valentin Guillod. We'll talk to you guys. How was your day today, first of all? When was the last time? We think the Euro guys ride in the rain all the time. When was the last time you raced a moto like that?
Rain was in Spain in March.
Yes, that was a bad mud race.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad one.
Yeah.
And last year in, we had also rain in Saint-Jean-d'Angely, the third Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not. Now we had a lot of water going down.
So this one was legitimate. This was pretty bad.
Yeah, luckily that the track was quite hard. It was really slippery. It was not big mud, but for the goggle and everything was huge.
We're always getting your take. I'll get in a second. Even Jorge Prado's on these tracks. This is a little different than the first three. What did you think of it, getting to race High Point?
Layout is really nice. Jump are awesome. I rode really bad the first race. I was riding like an amateur. I finished 17. So really angry about myself. Second race was much better. I was long time 12 and finished 13, so it was good.
Better. Okay. I'll move over to Benoit here. I'll get to your full day, but here's what I want to know. You were catching Jorge Prado, and you were close in Moto 1, and then you got him. How often have you been doing that the last couple of years in MXGP?
Yeah, I think never in MXGP. So I think we cannot put Jorge. Yeah, we cannot forget a champion. I think you need time. Also for us, it's new format. The track is new, so also for him new team. So I think one day he will be again at the top like in MXGP. So, but it was nice to pass him, and I was happy. So.
Yeah, he's just not riding. You've seen his level. He's got a lot more than this.
Yeah, for sure. I think he can do better, but also the level in US is really fast. So I think in Europe he starts in France and he can manage his win. But now, with Jet, Tomac and stuff, you have champions so fast. So you need to learn and progress.
How's it been for you here 4 races in? You having fun?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Was nice for me today. I could. Last weekend was a shit weekend. We had a problem with the bike, with altitude, and this weekend can put 2 solid moto, 11 and 10. Second moto was a good start, and then I could finish in top 10. So we progress each weekend and hope to learn the bike, to make the step with the bike and do better.
Cool. I'll have one more story. Wait, are we doing a French interview right now? Is Le Big show within a show? I'm so confused. I have one more story I got to get in, so you're going to have to hold or just record this, Le Big, French journalist. I heard your gear bag didn't show up, and I heard you were going to have some, they were shipping gear to your hotel. Someone was going to have to get it. You left the track after practice and you got it yourself?
Yeah. So no, first of all, I really want to thank O'Neill because my bag stay in LAX airport.
Yeah.
So I arrived here on Thursday evening without nothing. And then Friday afternoon, O'Neill shipped some gear. And it arrived this morning at 10 o'clock at the hotel. So after the second session, I took the car, I drive really fast. Luckily, I didn't find the sheriff on the road. I pick up and then I came back and luckily, really, thank you very much for the express shipment.
Yeah. Okay. O'Neill got him some gear. I would worry you get stuck with traffic of fans. Well, traffic wasn't so bad getting back.
No, was no one. So luckily, anyway, I should pass.
Oh yeah, he was going into the grass. He's going into the grass. Jet Lawrence ends up winning the overall. It was crazy. We'll talk about that after. Let's go to the press conference and hear from him, Hunter Lawrence, and Eli Tomac.
I think the biggest thing was trying to not make the mistake any bigger that I made on the start, and set myself further back. Eli and Hunter were pretty much gone. And I could see Eli up ahead. Sorry, not Eli, sorry. AP up ahead. I'm like, if I can just get to him, I think it'll be, the best I can do. And thankfully that was third place. And I had some really good lines that I felt like I was flowing well with and using the paddle tire in the sloppy areas. So was happy about that. And, I don't know what time we were at when they red flagged it, but thankfully we were in third so we could get it.
Yeah, I feel like the first 3 rounds I was definitely searching. I feel like I'm probably where I am or was last year, if we want to use that as comparison. I was really happy with the bike today. One of the coolest things was from press day, we made a shock change, and it was exactly what we thought it was supposed to do, like what intentions we had on making the change for. It did exactly that, and that was awesome because you hit the nail on the head, so that was really cool. The team did a great job, and I'm looking forward to just getting more time under my belt, consistent laps and familiarity, and just keep riding with a scoop tire. It feels like we're going to be running it at Washougal this year. After the first moto, me and AP were like laughing about it, like some of the sections, and we're like, we almost need to have like a gentleman's agreement. It's either everyone's on it or no one's on it. And second moto, he comes down, he goes, don't worry about what rear tire I've got on. And he had a knobby tire on, and I was like, we'll see. But actually the paddle worked really good in the mud, so it worked out again.
It was like I just had 2 different days. It's crazy when you get out front how quiet the race is, and I've just been in like the chaos and in war these past few motos. So it was honestly a strange feeling leading some laps early in the race. Of course I got the one at Hangtown, but this was a different feeling getting in the lead early. So it was just a breath of fresh air.
And could you hear the crowd cheering for you when you came around?
Oh yeah. That was good. Always good crowd here.
Okay, so let's go through that 450 class here. Mitch Kendra, Jason Weigandt, by the way, from Racer X. Look, it looked for a moment. Jet Lawrence wasn't even making moves in that second moto in the rain. I started to think about he's had some previous mud races that weren't great. And I'm like, okay, it's just not going to happen today. He's maybe going to podium. Think about the points. I guess Hunter's going to win, or maybe Tomac. That's what I thought. What did you think?
Well, I was saying, we got to go back to the first moto. He makes a mistake, which he's leading. He looks like he's starting to pull away. Then he makes a little mistake. I think he just got in right behind Hunter, but Aaron got to lead. The crowd, it went crazy here.
Oh, yeah.
And again, he comes back and still wins, so it's like, all right. And then, second moto, he's, I think 7th or 8th early.
Yeah.
I couldn't see. There was so much going on. It was raining.
And he was not moving up. I think actually he was behind Paturel for about 5 minutes, not moving up quickly.
Yeah, and so I think, Hunter was going to be a 2-2, was going to have the overall, right?
Yep.
And then, little and behold, Jet makes a couple passes. I think Aaron, I can't remember if he passed him when he was getting goggles. Aaron had to pull in Pustergaard to get goggles.
He passed him when he didn't have goggles. Aaron was really struggling. Yeah. So once he got past, he's like, I guess Aaron's like, okay, it's time to pull in. But it was literally a guy that had no tear-offs wiping, which is Jet, versus a guy that had no goggles at all.
Yeah. That's what Tomac talked about. The biggest thing in a mud race is like the vision.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what guys struggle with, is what they're able to see and what they're unable to see. And then that track, that's the crazy thing. The track was so deep in the morning. It got rained on last night. And then it was super soft in the morning, kind of hardens up for the first moto. And then it got baked in the sun.
Yeah.
And then it became slippery. And that's what Tomac says, hey, it's really slick, like hitting the face of the quad. Everything just gets a little bit crazy, like you're trusting traction. And we saw how his front wheel, he tucked the front end those last second motos, trying to push really hard.
Yep.
So he knows that risk of trying to push too hard. Yeah, and then like you mentioned, the rain came down, and they called the race a little bit early because of the thunder and the lightning and everything.
Yeah.
And then torrential downpour, and then Hunter looked like he had the moto win, or the overall win, excuse me. Tomac gets the moto win, 7 minutes short, excuse me. But Jet, again, overall win somehow.
Yeah, he passed Justin Cooper and Plessinger, who both didn't have goggles, and the 1-3 is enough to beat Hunter's 2-2. It sounded like Hunter was bummed about that because he still thought, hey, there's 7 minutes and 2 laps. It's a mud race. Maybe I can go get Tomac. Maybe his goggles will be bad. Maybe he'll go down. He lost a chance to do that.
So he's running out of tear-offs. His goal is to try and pass Tomac and then maybe roost him so he couldn't see, and then he'd have to get rid of his goggles.
If you quiz the fans and said, do you think Hunter Lawrence has won a 450 race? surely they would say, of course he has. He has
Second
still never
year, he's
won one of these
a 450
overall.
Moto, so
Yep.
that's. But yeah, he's never had. I mean, Jet's still only lost one overall, and it was looking like his brother was going to give him the second
Yep.
loss, but just one more. You know, obviously, Hayden Deegan won 1-1 again.
Yeah.
Hiamus won last weekend, but it's been the Deegan and Jet Lawrence show for most of these rounds so far.
Think about 2026, folks. Okay, speaking of Deegan, they did have a 250 press conference. He's joined by Tom Viala and Levi Kitchen.
Yeah, I was like, no way I'm in the lead right now. I went from like 6th to 1st within 2 turns. I was like, oh, sweet, okay. I got in the lead, and I had a rider right behind me, Chance, and I was like, I mean, obviously the ride's pretty good, so I was like, I just got to send it for a few laps, and got my gap, and then I'm pretty sure I got it up to like 10 seconds at one point. So once I got it around that bubble, I just kind of held it, and yeah.
Yankton was the first moto I had a crash, and I kind of hurt my elbow pretty bad. So I got lucky to race and finish the second moto, kind of save a little bit of points. And last weekend I struggled all day with the bike. The power and elevation was bad. Kind of weird because the year before I was feeling a lot better. But yeah, just a big struggle, and then walk a lot this week, ride kind of almost every day to get the bike ready, and today was a lot better. So we're gonna try to turn it a little bit around for myself, feeling a little bit better. Start was good today, so that's gonna help me for the next races.
No, I didn't know where I was at. I actually thought I was going to be off the podium for sure because I rode pretty bad the second moto. So, I mean, grateful to get another podium, but definitely wasn't the second moto that I wanted. I guess the positives were I think I've gotten 10th here as my best finish here, so I've always struggled with this place. So today was better, but I've always liked Southwick. It's going to be nice to get a little weekend off and then go into that race.
Okay, we're going to wrap this show up, but when we come to Morgantown, we want to do it even better. We love our folks from Twisted Tea. We thank them for backing the show and for the product. But we're going to try to run a reconnaissance mission at the old Mario's Fishbowl, which is where Racer X's best ideas have come to pass through the years. We're going to wrap up the show there, but just in case that doesn't work, we will end our 250 talk now. And my gosh, the highs and lows for Chance Hiamus, who I think was almost in tears. Last lap hurts his knee.
I didn't even see it. I ran back to the media center, and then they said, Val came in second. I heard your call, and I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I saw him pointing to his knee.
Yep.
I ran over the corner. Dan Truman almost literally picked him up off his bike and carried him, but Dan Truman and Jacob Hayes helped him limp off to the truck, and it's like he's pointing to his knee. Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. Man, it's such a bummer. Like, it's like Guillod last year when he was so fast early in the race and he had that huge crash. And he was like, oh my gosh, like the highs and lows are. And this is the track. Like, this is where he gets his Moto Joe. Like,
yeah, he's been good here.
He starts gelling here with the ruts.
Yep.
He always does well at Thunder Valley. He comes here, leads laps, does well. And then, like, he got hurt a couple years ago, right after this race. And then last year, did really well here. Won the overall Red Bud after that.
Yep.
Now it's like maybe a knee injury. We don't want to speculate, but it didn't look good. So, gosh, it's such a bummer because it was like he was the guy that was going to challenge Deegan. I mean, he won 1-1 last weekend. Like,
yeah.
Joe Shimoda was the fastest guy early, but I think Hiamus is kind of getting into these rougher, rutted conditions, and now he's kind of breaking out his, like I said, this is where he kind of starts to shine. But I don't know what's going to happen from now
And
on.
his ceiling is just so high. We saw it last week, but full marks to Deegan. Deegan was going to beat him and everybody else straight up today, including the second moto where Hiamus was behind him and couldn't keep up. Deegan is still the man.
Yeah. That's the thing. Deegan, like we were talking about how his speed's obviously there, the fitness is there.
Yeah.
The last couple races this year, it's been like he gets like a 5th or 6th place start, and it's like don't rush it, and he just makes passes, gets the lead. Today it was like, I don't know, a couple of sections. By the end of the first lap, he's in the lead both times, and then really he said the race was easy because he had clear air, like you didn't have to worry about anybody.
Better than last year. It was, I think, 14th and 18th on the first 2 laps. All right, that's it. Thanks to Twisted Tea for backing our show. We're going to go visit Mario's Fishbowl in downtown Morgantown, and then we'll see you folks next week. No, we won't.
Off weekend.
Off weekend. Then we'll see you at Southwick, June 28th. Okay, this is it. This is Mario's Fishbowl in Morgantown, way off the beaten path. This is where we used to come up with our best ideas in the all we did was a magazine days. We do videos now, so we've never done a video of this. So I'm going to show you Mario's Fishbowl and the true heritage of the High Point National.
Thank you.
Hey gang, for the Racer X crew, shout out to you, Ryan Clark, now the team manager for the Team Solitaire. 1 year Ryan Clark rode High Point with a Mario's Fishbowl themed helmet, where they still have it here. I think that's 2004 that he raced the National in that helmet. And we convinced this place that was massive advertising for them. It's fairly local, it's only 20 minutes away. And then we got to drink for free for many, many years, about 18 months. It worked out, almost 2 years. So thank you, Ryan Clark, still. We'll never forget. Let's go meet the gang out here. There's all these notes on the wall. I have one that I wrote in like 2000 when I first moved here. You can leave a note about how cool the fishbowl is for the local patrons. And then we're bringing it back. What's up, Mitch? Now, this patio didn't used to exist. They added this since I've moved out of town. So we got 3 Racer X tables. We're doing our best scenarios, fishbowl. Thank you to Twisted Tea for backing the show, but raise your glasses, everybody. Tonight it's just about some frosty fish bowls. Yeah, there we go. Yep.
Nice. Cheers.
Tommy Tenders, do you approve of the tenders at the fish bowl?
We approve them. We approve them.
That says a lot, right?